Hello medicos. In this video, I will explain you about the anatomy and physiology of the eye. First of all, I will discuss about the structure of eyes, what is the function of eyes, how many layers in the eyes like outer fibrous layer, middle vascular layer and the inner neural layer I will discuss, and also I will discuss the compartment of eye like anterior compartment, posterior compartment and vitreous compartment, and blood supply of the eye, neural supply, nervous supply, nerve supply to the eyes, and also the is accessory structure of the eye like eyelid, eyebrow, conjunctiva, lacrimal apparatus, everything. So please concentrate on the video and also try to watch till the end. So I will start the video now. What is eye? Eye is a organ of sight, means it is used in the organ, it is used for the vision. So eye is a organ of the sight. Eye is situated, where is situated? It is situated in the orbital cavity in our body. Orbital cavity in which, here is the orbital cavity in which the eye is situated. So eye is a organ of the sight and situated in the orbital cavity. What is the structures of the eye? Eye contain different structures. First of all, I will discuss it contain three layers. It is structure divided into the three layers. First is the outer fibrous layer, then after middle vascular layer, and lastly I will discuss neural layer which contain the retina. So outer fibrous layer, it contain the cornea and sclera. Cornea and sclera. Please learn this cornea. First of all, I will discuss about the cornea and then after that sclera. Cornea is a anterior 1/6 part of the eye. Here you will see the cornea. Like in image you will not identify how this cornea appear. So here you will see the cornea. This is the cornea. Not bluish, not black part. This is a please watch. Please see this image. It is a transparent whitish layer you will see in this, transparent like glass like appearance. This is cornea, not this, not bluish color, not black color. It is a transparent whitish layer, avascular layer. It is called cornea. It cover the anterior 1/6 of the eye, only anterior part it cover. So anterior 1/6 of the eyes is called cornea. It has six layer. There are six layer in the cornea. If you want, you also learn. There is no need to learn, but if you want, then you learn six layer of the cornea. First is the epithelial layer, then after second Bowman's membrane, after stroma, predescent layer, also descendants layer, and lastly is the endothelium layer. In previous classification he classify only 5 layer of the cornea, but now the classification it contain the 6 layer. In this included the predescent layer in also in the cornea. So cornea contain the 6 layers and it is a only anterior 1/6 part. Please learn anterior. This is the cornea, anterior 1/6 part which is clear, transparent and avascular layer. Please learn this. This is very important. Clear, transparent and avascular layer. What is the function of cornea? Cornea allow for the passage of the light into the eye and also focus the light. Means it help in the focusing of the light into the lens, and the also formation of the image on the retina. So its function allow the passage of light into the eye and also focus the light and help in the refraction of the light. So it is very important. Refraction of the light occur by the cornea. So it is about the cornea. Please learn this is the cornea. Here you will also see the layer it's called cornea. Sclera is the posterior 5/6 part. Means it is a more part occupied by the sclera. In fibrous layer more part is occupied by the sclera is called 5/6 part, and 1/6 part is the cornea. So posterior 5/6 part, it is a opaque and white. Here you will see this is whitish layer. This is called sclera. These all are sclera. This is sclera. So this is whitish opaque layer, and it has also 3 layer. Like in cornea you studied about 6 layer, but in the sclera it is a 3 layer. Episcleral layer, stroma layer and the lamina fusca. These 3 layer, but not need to learn. If you want, you can learn this. So is episclera, stroma and the lamina fusca. This layer is called 3 layer of the sclera. What is the function of sclera? It is a whitish part. First, it maintain and support the eyeball shape because it cover complete of the eyeball. So it maintain and support the eyeball shape. means not changing in the shape of the eyeball. And also it has side for attachment of extraocular muscles. I will discuss when I will show you what which muscles attach to the sclera. Then I will discuss about the six muscle which attach to the part of the sclera. So it also attachment for the extraocular muscles like rectus muscles, oblique muscles. I will discuss in the last of the video. So this is the function. Please learn function of all part, because most of the examination function it is necessary. Also it is helpful in the learning in the college life. So cornea and sclera, please learn about the cornea and sclera. This part is called sclera. It is a posterior part and anterior part is the cornea. This is the cornea and posterior 5/6 part is the sclera. So this is the outer fibrous layer, cornea and sclera. And the junction between the cornea and sclera is called limbus. Here you will, when you will see the structure of the eyes, then you will see the layer junction present between the cornea. This is the cornea outer and this is sclera. The junction between this is called limbus. So this is called limbus layer, where the cornea and sclera met. So the junction between the cornea and sclera is called limbus. Please also learn this. This is very important. The junction between cornea and sclera is called limbus. Now I will discuss about the middle part of the eye. Middle layer is called middle vascular. It is a vascular layer, means it is in this blood supply occur. So it is also called vascular layer. Middle layer is called vascular layer and also called uvea. Together these all three together are called uvea. It included iris, ciliary body and choroid. First of all, I will discuss iris. Iris is a anterior color part of the uveal tract. Here this blue color appearance is called iris, and center of this blue color is blackish is called pupil. Here you also see this bluish color is called iris and center of this is called pupil. So it is a anterior color part of the uveal tract, and function of the iris is it control the entry of light by dilating and contracting the pupil. When light come into the eye, then it may be dilate or contract on the basis of light. Like when high amount of light, it will be contract, and when low amount of the light, it will be dilate. So on the basis of light, it will be dilate or contracting of the pupil. Central part of the iris is called pupil. I already discussed this blackish color. Here you will also see that this blackish color is called pupil. It is a central part. Here you will also see in this image blackish appearance, dot like appearance is called pupil. It control the also amount of light because it contain the muscles, sphincter and dilator muscles. When we need to light in the dark, when larger size of the pupil occur. When we will go into the dark, large in the dark and vice versa, means it in the light it will be shrink. So it is maybe large and large in the dark and small in the case of the light. So it is changes in the shape on the basis of the amount of light in dark and light. So this is the iris, which is colored part, and anterior part it is present, and center of iris is called pupil. Second is the ciliary body. Ciliary body, it has also three part: pars placata, pars plana and ciliary muscles. In the previous photo I will discuss this is called ciliary body, and it has different part. Here you will see this is iris. This part is called iris of the eye, and center of this is called pupil, and this is called ciliary body. Ciliary body has three part. I already discussed ciliary body has three part: pars placata, pars plana. This part is called pars placata. This part is called pars plana, and the ciliary muscles also attached with the zona suspensory ligament. So pars placata, this is a pars plana, and the ciliary muscles attached to this. So ciliary body has three part: pars placata, pars plana and the ciliary muscles. But it is very important. Pars placata is a very important because it help in the formation of the aqueous humor. So function of the ciliary body help in the formation of aqueous humor. Which part of the ciliary body? It is a pars placata. Please learn this. Only pars placata, not pars plana and ciliary muscle form the aqueous humor. Only pars placata form. So function of the ciliary body is the formation of the aqueous humor formation. Here you will write aqueous humor formation production and also help in the accommodation, means changing of the when changes it may be shrink and dilate. Due to it connect by the suspensory ligament, so it will be dilate or contract on the basis of the light we need. So help in the accommodation because it attached with the lens, so help in the accommodation. So both lens and the ciliary body help in the accommodation because both are connected by the suspensory ligament. So size of the ciliary muscles and also lens changes shape of ciliary muscles and lens changes, so help in the accommodation. So two function of the ciliary body, first is the aqueous-humor production and second is the accommodation function. This is second part of the eye, is called ciliary body. Here you will also see this is the ciliary body and it has three part: pars placata, pars plana and ciliary muscles. Last part is the choroid. It is a middle vascular part of the eyes and it is a last part is like choroid. It is a posterior colored part of the uvea. Here you will see the posterior colored part. It is not visible in the diagram. It is like you when you will open the eye structure and also when you will see the eye model, then you will see when you will open this model from outside, then inside you will see the choroid layer. It is visible from inside, so it's a posterior colored part. This is a posterior colored part of the uvea and it is a most vascular layer. Please also learn, this is very important. Most vascular structure in our eyes, it is a choroid. When you will see, then you will see the very vascular eye structure it is present. So choroid is a posterior colored part of the uvea and it is a most vascular structure. Function of the choroid, it supplies nutrient to retina, outer retina, and also help in the thermoregulation. It has two function, like provide nutrition to the retina and also help in the thermoregulation. So this is the choroid and it is a most vascular structure. Please learn, it is a very important in the choroid. It is a most vascular structure in our eyes. Third layer is the innermost layer. It's called neural layer. It contains the retina of the eyes. So third layer is the retinal layer and inner neural layer because neural part also present in this layer, so it is also called neural layer. It is a innermost layer stretch from fovea to the ora serrata. In this diagram you will see the ora serrata. This is called ora serrata, so it is lie between the fovea. This is the fovea and the ora serrata. This structure is called retina. Retina is lie between the ora serrata and the fovea. Please learn this, this is very important. Fovea, it is lie structure from between the fovea and the ora serrata, present between the fovea and ora serrata. Central retina, it also its part has retina is different part: macular part, fovea part and optic disc. In this video, in this diagram you will see this is the optic nerves, and this is called optic disc part, and it also called macula. This is called macula and center of the macula is called fovea. Center of retina is called macula and center of macula is called fovea. So this structure is called macula and center of this is called fovea, where is the maximum visual activity of the eye. So this is the macula. It is a structure of the part of the retina, macula, fovea and also optic disc. Here you will see the optic disc. This is also part of the retina. So it contains the macula, fovea. It is a most sensitive structure to light. I already tell, because it is a most center part of the macula and most sensitive to light. So it's a macula, fovea and optic disc. It is a part of the eye. Retina, it is a part of the retina. Neural, it also contain neuron types. Neuron, there mostly it contain the 5 types of neuron. Photoreceptor cell, first neuron like photoreceptor cell is called rods and cones. This neuron contain called rods and cone. Second is the bipolar cell, third is the ganglionic cell, fourth is the amacrine cell and lastly is the horizontal cell. Retina contain mostly 5 type of cell: photoreceptor cells, bipolar cells, ganglionic cells, amacrine cells and horizontal cell. These all are neural cell present in our part of the retina. And most important, this cell you need to learn: photoreceptor cell, rods and cones. It is very important and many times asked in the examination. Photoreceptor cell like rods and cone, what is the difference? First is the rods. It is a rod like structure and it contain rhodopsin protein, and cones it contain the iodopsin. So first you need to respond to dim light, it help in the dim light vision or dark vision, but cones help in the bright light vision and color vision. So first you need to learn about what is the difference between rods and cones. Rods is respond to dim light, it means dark vision, but cones respond in the bright light or color vision. Detect light, shape and the movement but not color. It detect light, shape and movement but not color, but it detect color but less sensitive to light than rods. Less sensitivity to light, but it is more sensitive. And also cones are present in the central part. Please learn, cones are present in the central part, but rods are present in the peripheral part. It also important. So it help in the central vision, central type of vision help in cones, but peripheral type of vision occur by the rod. So it also difference, it is a peripheral part, it is a central part, it is help in the color vision and light vision, it help in the dark vision, and the mostly it help in the shape and movement of the any light. But it is not, it is only sensitive for light, less sensitive for light than the cones, and for color vision it's very important, it help in the color vision. So this is the difference between the rods and cones of the photoreceptor cell of the retina. What is the function of the retina? Retina has function like it convert light wave into the electrical signal. Means when light come to the till the retina, then it's sent to the our brain, which help in the analysis. So it convert light wave to the electrical signal, so we can see the any it like a retina like a transparent structure which help in the formation of image. Here you will see the back side of the part of the eye, so it mostly help in the only image formation, so it convert light wave into the electrical signal. Now I will discuss about the chambers of the eye. Chambers of eye, you need to, I already discussed three structure. First is the outer fibrous layer, middle is the vascular layer, and inner is the retina. It's very important, please try to revise this, it is very important. And I discuss all function of all parts. Now I will discuss chambers of the eye. Chambers, like three chambers in our eye. First is the anterior chamber, second is the posterior chamber, and last is the vitreous chamber. In this diagram I will also show you, this is the anterior chamber of eye, this is the posterior chamber of eye, and this chamber is called vitreous chamber of the eye. In this diagram also you will see, this is the anterior chamber of eye, this posterior chamber is very small, this is the posterior chamber of eye, and this is called vitreous chamber of eye. What is the difference all these three? The difference between all these three are the, it is present anterior chamber, it is present between the center of cornea and the pupil. It is present, this is the cornea, so it is present between the cornea and the pupil. This center part is called pupil, blackish area, it is called anterior chamber. So anterior chamber are present between the cornea and the center part of the pupil, and it contain aqueous humor. This chamber filled with the aqueous humor, which is produced by the ciliary body, so it is filled, it contain the aqueous humor, it is a watery appearance. When I will discuss vitreous chamber, and it contain the vitreous fluid, which is a jelly like appearance, I will discuss this jelly like appearance. But anterior chamber, it contain the aqueous humor, it is a watery appearance. Please also learn this important like aqueous humor produce till whole life, but vitreous humor not produce it only once time till birth. After birth it will not produce it, only in the only congenital only it is present only one times, it form only one times, not always. But aqueous humor produce all times till birth, from birth till the death. So it is a very much difference between the aqueous humor and vitreous humor. First difference, it is a watery structure, watery like, it mostly contain the water, but it is a jelly like appearance. So it help in the also in the vision and refraction of the light also. Vitreous chamber, vitreous humor which contain, and it produce only one times, and it produce always from birth to till the death. So it is a present between central of cornea and pupil, contain aqueous part, aqueous humor, which is watery like appearance. Posterior chamber, this is posterior chamber, it is a present between iris and lens. This is the portion of iris and this is the lens. So it is present between this. So this is present between the iris and the lens of the eye, and it also contain the aqueous humor. Here you will see also the aqueous humor present, and it is a watery appearance. So what is the function of aqueous humor? It supply glucose and oxygen to the cornea and lens, because aqueous humor filled in this region, so it provide the glucose and oxygen for energy to the cornea and also the lens part. So its function of the aqueous humor, please learn, it's very important. It provides supply glucose and oxygen to the cornea and lens, and also remove the waste product which formed by the different part of the eyes, which is removed by the aqueous humor. So it also help in the removed waste product. So it's very important, supply glucose and oxygen to the cornea and lens, and also remove the waste product. This is the function of the aqueous humor. Now vitreous chamber, this is the vitreous chamber. It is present between the lens, this is the lens, and the retina. So vitreous chamber are present between the lens and the retina. It contain the vitreous fluid. In this jelly like fluid, filled with the jelly like fluid, glassy transparent gel like appearance, which is formed only one times, not till the from birth to the death, only one times. At the time of birth you will see this vitreous fluid, after that it will not form. So only one times, and it is a jelly like appearance. Function of the vitreous fluid, it is a shock absorber. When any punch, any trauma occur in the eyes, then it's help in the shock absorption of shock, so prevent the eye from the injury. So it is help in the shock absorber, and also maintain shape of the eyes. Due to the fluid, it also maintain the shape of the eyes, so shape of the eye, and also optical media for the eye, like optical media for the refraction of different light, so help in the formation of image in on the retina. So optical media for the image formation on retina. So this is the function of vitreous humor: shock absorber, maintain shape, and the optical media for the eye. So this is all about the chambers of the eye. Now I will discuss about the layers, like blood supply of the eyes, nerve supplies of the eyes, and different accessory structure of the eye. Lens, it is also important for a study of the eyes, because it is help in the vision and also help in the refraction of the light. So it is a biconvex structure. Here you will see the lens, it is a biconvex structure, transparent and avascular structure. Please learn this. I discussed cornea, it is also avascular structure, and lens is also avascular structure. So two structure you need to learn, cornea and the lens, which is completely avascular structure. So transplantation of cornea is very there is no difficulty in the cornea transplantation, because no vascular structure. So we will try to cornea replacement or cornea transplant very easily. So this is two structure, cornea and the lens, which is a avascular structure. Lens is a biconvex, transparent and avascular structure. What is the function of the lens? It transmit and focus of the light on the retina. Due to the it connect with the ciliary muscles like suspense, also it is a part of suspensory ligament, so changing the shape of the light for near vision or far vision. So due to the changing the shape of the lens, it causes the accurate amount of the light enter into the eye, and which causes the merge, and after that it reflect to the retina, which help in the image formation. So it help in transmit and focus the light on the retina, and also help in the accommodation by changing the shape of the lens. So this is the function of the lens: transmit and focus of the light on retina, and also help in the accommodation of the light, accommodation in vision. So, after that, blood supply of the eyes. What is the blood supply? Which artery and veins which supply and drain the eyes? First is the ophthalmic artery. It is a branch of the internal carotid artery. If you don't want, please also learn. It is a branch of internal carotid artery. It is a branch of internal carotid artery. It contains the central retinal artery, which supply to the retina and the different part of eye, and also ciliary artery, which connected to the ciliary body. So ophthalmic artery, it is a branch of internal carotid artery, which contain also central retinal artery and the ciliary artery, which supply to the eyes. And drainage from the eyes, it is drained like ophthalmic vein like central retinal vein, vortex vein, which drain from the different part of the eyes. So supply to the eyes is the ophthalmic artery, and supply which drain from the eyes is the ophthalmic vein. This is the blood supply of the eye. What is the nerve supply of the eye? Nerve supply of eye, like you all know, cranial nerve, different cranial nerve supply to the eyes, like from, so trick run from second to seventh, most of the second to seventh nerve supply to the eyes. So second, like ophthalmic, second nerve, third nerve, fourth cranial nerve, fifth, sixth and seventh, these cranial nerve supply to the eyes. So please learn nerve supply of the eyes from which cranial nerve, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh cranial nerve we supply to the different part of the eyes. This is the nerve supply of the eyes. What is the accessory structure of eye? It is very important also, because it help in the many different function. So accessory structure of eyes, like eyelids, eyelashes, eyebrows, lacrimal apparatus and eye muscles. This is the accessory structure of the eyes. First, eyelid. It is here you will see the eyelids. This is the eyelid, this portion above the eyelashes, this hairy part is called eyelashes, but above this is called eyelid. So it is this, you here you will see upper eyelid and lower eyelid. So this is the lower eyelid and this is the upper eyelid. So eyelid, it is a movable fold of the tissue. What is the function? It protect eye from injury. It protect when any foreign body, any trauma, any thing which is not suitable for eye, then it close the eye. So it's help in the protection eye from the injury. This is the function of the eyelid. Eyelashes, it is a hair structure above the eyelid. Here this is the eyelashes, here also in the upper and lower portion, this is the eyelashes. It is a hairy portion on the eyelid and protect eye from injury. Also it protect eye from injury and also from the foreign body enter into the eye. So this is the function of the eyelashes. Eyebrow, this is the eyebrows. It is structure present above the in the region of the frontal region and above the orbital cavity, above the orbital cavity. So it is, they protect the eyeball from sweat. When many sweating occur, so it's absorb the sweat, not enter into the eye. So it protect eye from the sweat and also from dust and the foreign body. So this is the function of the eyebrow, like they protect the eye from sweat, dust and other foreign body. Last another part is the eyeball. Accessory structure of the eye is the lacrimal apparatus. Lacrimal apparatus, here you will see the lacrimal apparatus. It is mostly present in the temporal region. In both eyes it is present in the region of the temporal part. Temporal part of the eye means lateral, it is present on the lateral part. So it consists of lacrimal gland. It is also contain lacrimal duct, lacrimal caliculi, lacrimal sac. This is the part of complete part of the lacrimal gland. So lacrimal apparatus, it consists of lacrimal gland, duct, sac. These all part, duct, sac of the lacrimal caliculi and nasolacrimal duct. So it all completely called lacrimal apparatus. Main function of this, it secrete the tear. It help in the tearing secretion, so which protect eye from the foreign body. When foreign body enter in our eyes, then it produce more tear. So it try to remove this foreign body from the eyes and prevent drying of the conjunctiva. These two important function of the lacrimal apparatus is very important, because it produce tear, so protect eye from the foreign body and also prevent the drying of conjunctiva. The in this layer, whitish layer, transparent layer in the eyes, which is called conjunctiva, which is protected by the tear. It drying of the conjunctiva, it protected by the tear, so it prevent the drying of the conjunctiva. And last accessory structure of the eye is the eye muscles. It is also very important, because it help in the movement of eye. When you move this eyeball either here, there, so it's due to the muscles present in our eye. There are total 6 muscles in our eye which help in the movement of the eyes. 6 muscle, like 4 muscles, 4 are the rectus muscle, 4 rectus muscle and 2 muscles is the oblique muscle. 4 rectus muscle and 2 oblique muscle. 4 rectus muscle, which 4 rectus muscle? First is the superior rectus, second inferior rectus, third is the medial rectus and fourth is the lateral rectus in both eyes. So 4 rectus muscles, it's occur superior, inferior, lateral and the medial, and 2 oblique muscles. First oblique muscle is the superior oblique muscles and second oblique muscle is the inferior oblique muscle. So superior oblique muscles and inferior oblique muscle, two muscle. So total 6 muscles supply in our eye, which help in the movement of the eye, So the total 6 muscle which attach to the sclera part. I already discussed sclera. When I said to sclera, its function help in the attachment of the muscle. So this is the region, this is called sclera, this is called iris, this is called pupil. So only sclera part it attached with the sclera part. All extraocular muscle attached with the sclera part. So sclera has also function attachment of the extraocular muscles, these 6 muscles. This is the function of the sclera also, and eye muscles help in the movement of the eye. Last topic is the conjunctiva. It is very important because it is many complication you will see, like conjunctivitis in many patient you hear this due to the inflammation in the conjunctiva. So conjunctiva, it is a thin, it is a fine transparent membrane. It is a fine transparent membrane on sclera. You will not see in normally you will not see when you will try to see by the microscope or by the different ophthalmological instrument. Then you will see the conjunctiva. It is a fine transparent membrane that lines the eyelid. It lines the eyelid from the outer, like it is called palpebral conjunctiva. It's called palpebral, two part of conjunctiva. It's called palpebral conjunctiva, and the outer surface of the eye, its inner surface by the eyelid is called palpebral conjunctiva, and the outer surface of eyeball is called bulbar conjunctiva. So it's two part conjunctiva. It's palpebral part and bulbar part. Conjunctiva which is present on this and not visible like it, because it's a transparent membrane, is thin membrane like structure which cover the eyelid or the outer surface, inner by the eyelid and outer surface of the eyeball. It's two part, palpebral and bulbar conjunctiva. So this is conjunctiva. What is the function of the conjunctiva? Its function is the protection and lubrication of eye, because it secretes mucus like fluid, so help in the lubrication of the eye and protect eye from the draining. So it help in the protection and the lubrication of the eyes due to the secretion of the mucus fluid into the eye. So this is the function of conjunctiva, and this is all about the anatomy and physiology of the eye. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much, doctor.